Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the OS World Cup 2025 group stage. We are continuing in some contenders side action in Group F. It is our first match of the group. Number 30 overall seed, number 2 seed in the group, Argentina, taking on number 38 overall seed, number 4 seed in this group, Belgium. Belgium back in the World Cup for their first time since 2019. In the early days of our qualifiers era, Argentina back once more 3 years in a row now that they have made it in. And two teams that are going to be matching up here to see the first opening in this group. 2 matches this week, 4 matches next week for Group F here. Should be an exciting one. 2 teams that were pretty close together on a lot of their qualifier scores. We'll see what they have to offer for us in their first match here in this group stage. I'm this one guy. Joining me for this match this morning in his first day in the OS World Cup commentary booth is none other than Light In. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Feels good to be here, and hello to you, 1G. In general, pretty excited to see how Belgium performs. It's been a while since they've qualified, and I know they are hungry for that victory, but Argentina is a tough nut to crack as they can play basically almost anything that Belgium has. In general, I think the main strategy, the main idea for Belgium in this match is to try and play alternate throughout the entire pool. Something like Hidden 1, something like Fremont 3, or something like HR2 could be potential options for Belgium, as they did do good on no mod 3 qualifiers. But what do you think we are going to see today, T1G?
You know, I agree. I think, Belgium's best score overall in the qualifiers was on the No Mod 3. It was their highest ranking performance out of any play they had. So possibly looking to go into kind of the non-traditional portions of this pool, as you mentioned. You got a few different options for these types of maps. Going to be a quick couple of bans coming out, though, before we even get to say anything. It's DT2 banned by Belgium. That is the high BPM speedy DT pick. No Mod 1 banned by Argentina. Don't want to have to deal with that aim. Interesting, because their aim scores were pretty decent compared to Belgium in the qualifier stage, so maybe just not comfortable with that particular map. And instantly Argentina into their first pick. No Mod 2, I don't think any surprise to see that a first pick when your opponent bans the DT2, right? You see the speed banned out, you'll go into the other speed yourself.
Oh, that's for sure. I do think that the No Mod 1 ban could have happened because of the overall difficulty of the map. You gotta take into consideration that the group stages are a lot easier in comparison to qualifiers, and that No Mod 1 map, I do think that Belgium could still be a potential threat to Argentina, even on No Mod 1, even if Argentina did do good on that aim. That being said, though, No Mod 2 pick does make sense. 230 BPM, a map from Rollpan, and in general, a lot of strain, not stamina, unlike DT2, but mostly speed, which Argentina on paper should be comfortable with. We already see the 4 players on the left side ready for Argentina, but Belgium, as far as I recall, they did do okay at speed, but it should heavily favor Argentina. It's their first pick, it's pretty comfortable, they are confident about it, and that's what matters.
And worth noting regarding the team lineups as we see them both with 4 in already, only 2 player swaps per team, so a lot of experienced players who have been through quite a few of these World Cups. Obviously, Belgium not making it into the brackets, but they have played a bunch of qualifiers together, got a lot of players that are familiar with each other. Going to be much the same story with Argentina as well. So we'll see how they can leverage that experience as well into this one. But as we get started here, we have Bomilk, Vicio, Like, Pee Poo Poo, and Tofi.
He didn't change back.
Yeah, he did. Honori, Mornis, Hexy, and Maramin for Belgium. Getting underway here. First map of this match. Argentina's first selection, heading right into some tapping heavy. We'll see if the mechanics favor them. Not a whole ton of other options within this skill set if they do win this pick, but we'll see what they can take away from it if they are successful. Belgium looking to maybe eke out, at least a close map. We'll see how it goes to them with a couple early breaks already from Honori and Maramin, as well as Tofi and the other 3 FCs holding for Argentina so far.
Not the best start for Belgium, but still, the map does pick up quite relatively fast. 100,000 difference already, another miss from Merriman too, not helping the situation at all, but still, 3 FCs on Argentina's side against 2, with Hexy and Morn still holding on to that FCs. Here comes the first PI, here comes the intensity, and so far, so good for Argentina. 160,000 advantage already with a quarter of the map now gone. as it keeps on going more towards the left. Good start from them, another miss from Merriman, not helping the situation once more, as Belgium are quite in a big deficit right here.
Yeah, it's really coming down to Merriman having all these struggles early on. Mornis is going to be the next to fall with one of those 2 FCs gone. Meanwhile, it is still a triple FC for Argentina, and Tofi, who has recovered since the early break to hold now the highest accuracy in the lobby as well. And Argentina just going to run away with this one. Not much more to be said. Halfway through, 400k plus lead. It is a break from Bomilk, but it's really not going to matter all that much. Still a double FC, more than matching Hanori and Hexy on the FC in the big combo for Belgium. And this is going to be a pretty solid feeling first pick, it seems, for Argentina.
Oh, for sure. 2 FCs, 1 recovery from Tofi. A massive combo advantage for them, a slow section right here. But Merriman, though, does find a miss on the transition. We are now getting back into the speed territory, but Merriman unable to find the combo so far. 500,000 with a quarter of the map still left, and it looks pretty dark here for Belgium. Another miss from Mornis, as well as Hanori and Hexy, the only 2 standing with the combos. Well, what can you do? As Argentina still holds on to the double FC, and a huge recovery from Tofi. Final PI, not gonna matter, as this score lead is just massive for Argentina. Unable to come back from this, Belgium sadly will be losing their first point on this Nomad 2, as Argentina takes a good advantage on this Nomad 2 as well.
That's a very, very strong performance here. Argentina with the double FC, I believe, on PP and on Vicio. And the near just reverse choke from Tofi, breaking with a slider break in the first 80 combo. Really a very good team score. 1.1 million score gap between the teams. Clearly not a skill set that Belgium was feeling too great about. Hence the DT2 ban. Get the first pick, Nomad 2 out of the way. So that's off the board now. If you're Belgium, you're going to feel a little better at least. You know, that's over and done with. It can't hurt you anymore.
No more
and you
speed.
get your own first pick. And there's really, I mean, there's just not any speed in the otherwise in the pool, right? You get out of this Nomad 2, you get the DT2 gone with the ban. There's only really one other tapping map, which is the Free Mod 2, and that's much more of a flow aim pick. And so you're going to feel a little more open to the rest of the pool now if you're Belgium. If that was the one skill set you felt really poor about, now you can say, okay, it's our own first pick. We can pick our strength here, and then it'll be evened up, and it's just a whole new match after the first couple picks, hopefully for them, if they can find something to be successful in themselves.
That's for sure. I'm looking at Hidden 1 so far. Belgium should, on paper, be quite comfortable given their qualifier placements. If anything, they can try to go for Hard Rock 2, but I'm not too comfortable with their precision, as they did do significantly worse than Argentina on that qualifier's HR2. Granted that the HR2 on qualifiers is more about consistency and aim, this one is a lot more alt heavy, but we did see that Belgium did do good on alt map, so that is still an option. But we do see a Hidden 2 being picked, which is an interesting choice, to be fair. Not expecting a reading map here, as Argentina did do a lot better than Belgium on the previous week's reading map, but I guess Belgium, they are ready to prove us otherwise. Coconut Love, a pretty well-known map as well, has been seen a lot throughout the entirety of 2024 and 2025, so I think Belgium might be cooking with this one.
And of course, Belgium, as mentioned, you know, a team with a lot of very experienced tournament players, folks who have seen any map that's been in multiple pools, they'll probably have seen a couple times, right? So gonna try, as I said before, leverage that experience in tournaments to go into picks that feel good for them based on both experience and skill set. I think this was maybe the expectation a little bit for Belgium as well. You know, opt into the less mechanically challenging maps, go into some form of gimmick or other, whether it was low AR or you know, kind of an awkward alt pick or something like that. And so this does fit into that, though. As you said, Argentina had a 1.7 mil as their higher of their 2 scores in qualifiers on the Hidden 2. Belgium only able to muster up 1.1 million score on that pick, both runs. So a little questionable in that regard, but slightly different style of map, a little bit lower star rating in this group stage pool versus the qualifiers pool. So maybe banking on that to give them a little bit more strength on the pick. Very curious to see how this one goes as well, since we are branching out so heavily from the skill set represented in the first pick of Nomad 2 by heading into this Hidden 2.
That's the complete polar opposite as well, and this Hidden 2 also significantly easier than the one on the qualifiers. That map from qualifiers was absolutely demon for both of these teams, as the average scores from that stage suggest that that map was quite difficult with some aim control and obviously reading. This one is going to be basically just reading with some aim and a few streams basically, but in general, the map is significantly easier, which should potentially give Belgium an edge over this Hidden 2. 2 minutes and 32 seconds long. The lineups are ready, and we are going to be transitioning into this Hidden 2 shortly. What do you expect from this pick, 1G?
Belgium's got some very good hidden players on that roster. This lineup of MRB, Hexy, Honori, and 5 Yoshi should be really strong on this pick. And this, skill set in general, right? The density, hidden, low AR reading, something that they've got a few players for. So I do understand for sure where they're coming from with this pick. It's one where I think anybody who is, confident on the low AR is going to do pretty well. And as you mentioned, much easier than the pick in qualifiers in the equivalent slot. So I think we should see some good performances here. Belgium just hoping that those are on their side and hoping that Argentina, for their sake, maybe struggles a little bit with the pick as we get into it.
Good start from Belgium. No misses so far as I see that, though. Hexy does find an early break. 24,000 advantage for Belgium early on due to that accuracy, but still, that break is going to hurt them a little bit. Nothing too scary, though, as the map has basically just started. Still a slow section with a slot. Never mind, though, MRB also another miss, which does give an advantage to Argentina as they take the advantage for themselves. They're transitioning into the first PI. MRB, another miss traded by Bowmilk. 60,000 advantage for Argentina with 3 FCs against 2. Hexy did find a miss earlier, so it's not looking good for Belgium so far on their own pick, as Argentina are looking to get that advantage. But never mind, though, Smash K and Pengu also finding the miss, as Pipi Pupu is the only one standing for Argentina.
Oh, but there's the double break from Honori and Yoshi. Those were the 2 FCs for Belgium. Instantly disappear on the same pattern, just shy of halfway through. And that is bad news for the Belgians, as Pipi Pupu does break right back, though. Now you have MRB and Hexy on some recovery combo. Those are going to be the important members to watch out for. MRB falls, as does Hexy. Oh, you just hate to see it going this way for Belgium on their own first pick. And now you've got a little bit of recovery here and there. Bowmilk, Smash K, and Penguo all up to 250 or so or more combo. Lead at 70, 80K at the break. 1/3 to go. Anybody's game here still.
Last KI awaiting us, as the advantage for combo is on Argentina's side. One last KI, one last section, one last chorus, as we are still on the Argentina's territory. Pipi Pupu does find a miss, but still, 5 Joshi is holding. Belgium's gotta hope for misses from Argentina. At least one or maybe more, but Bowmilk and Smash Key, these are the misses. Still, there's not enough time. 90,000 Pengo is still holding on. It's barely going towards the right, and even if 5 Joshi is holding on, but never mind though, Pengo does find a miss. 5 Joshi as well. No combo, sadly. All of them disappear in an instant in this final moment of Hidden 2. And with that, the dreams of Belgians of trying to win this Hidden 2 so early on get smashed as Argentina take the breakpoint for themselves.
Oh, man, that was painful to watch. Belgium just clinging to life in the late portions of that pick. And you watched as their combos fell one by one. If it was Hexy, it was Yoshi, it was Honori, just those last seconds not able to hold enough combo. And Argentina doing enough to win. It was a close one. I mean, 116K, and it really did feel closer than that until the very last seconds. But just those superior late combos, and unfortunately MRB and Hexy with the struggles early in the pick as well, not helping out for Belgium. Early breakpoint Argentina, best of 9, leading 2-0 into their own pick to try to lead 3-0, and they're gonna go into the Nomad 3. So they're gonna say, we want a breakpoint on the hidden reading pick, we're gonna go into the Nomad reading pick ourselves.
Yep. Fog of War lifted, as we are now transitioning into another map that is reading ER7, though this time a lot more reading heavy and probably a little more difficult than Hidden 2 in comparison. Mapped by Newton. If you are familiar with Newton, he did map a lot of low AR maps, especially for Nomad, and I think that those who like reading are eating well if they do play this. Nonetheless, though, losing that hidden 2 did not help Belgium at all, as now Argentina looking to run away with these points. 2 points for them, as the third one on paper, considering their hidden 2 win, should go there to their side. But Belgium, they still have the chances to come back. The map is also relatively long, so that consistency is also going to be a factor.
3.5 minutes of this very overlap and stack heavy reading pick. You have to stay so locked in for the entire time. I mean, you look at the map stats, right? It's 4.3 stars. It's 128 BPM. Like, that doesn't look like much on paper, but then when you realize it's CS5 AR7 and there are some really tricky reading patterns scattered throughout the entire map, you have to be ready at all moments. And yeah, like you said, that consistency really gets called in for this pick, and we'll see. The consistency looked a little iffy for Belgium, as you saw those many combo breaks scattered through the previous pick. So hopefully they can lock in for this one and try to get that break point back. But Argentina just running the momentum game, right? You win, as I said, you win the hidden 2. Let's go into the next reading pick and just see if we can go back to back in that skill set. As the players are ready, we'll head into our third pick here. Argentina looking for the consolidated break point and the 3-0 lead with Bomilk, Smash K, PP, and Penguo against 5 Yoshi, Vinny, Hanori, and MRB for Belgium.
Indeed, this Nomad 3 is indeed quite brutal, especially with the rhythms. A lot of 1-1 gaps, a lot of 1-2 gaps, and maybe even some even like bigger gaps than that, 2-1 gaps as well. All with overlaps, all with very low BPM and a high density, which makes this map particularly difficult, as you can already see. A lot of overlaps, a lot of back and forths, a lot of reading involved as well, but so far, so good. This is just the beginning, as it's not even the hardest part of the map. It is definitely a lot more brutal than hidden 2. An early miss from 5 Joshi does give an advantage over to Argentina early on, as the map is now high on the rise.
Yeah, these patterns, just everywhere they show up in the map, are so easy to break on, as you see Hanori being the second to fall there for Belgium in the early portion. I feel as though watching this map just does not do it justice for how tricky a lot of these patterns are. That reading element is so much more difficult to play than it is to watch, I think, as there goes Vinny. 3 FCs now down of the 4 for Belgium already. Argentina looking pretty strong on this one. 4 FCs still intact, and just getting near a 100k lead as Hanori falls again. It's just tough to be consistent on this map, man. If you're not 100% ready to go and set for this pick, you can break on just about any pattern it throws at you. And unfortunately for Belgium, we're seeing that happening to them already. 4 FCs against 1. Argentina rocketing out now 3-1, rocketing out to a 200k lead just about.
Pretty much, as 3 FCs are still holding. MRB the only one standing to try and withstand this advance from Argentina. 1 miss from Bomilk, though, does help him a little bit, but still, he needs to hope for more drops of accuracy, not just accuracy, but also combos. Smash K and Penguo still holding on. A slight accuracy problems for Penguo, but still, MRB, the only one standing. The chances are still there. There's still half of the map left, but no supporting combos as 5 Joshi and Hanori do miss, but Smash K does give an opportunity to Belgium, as now suddenly the combo advantage shifts towards the right.
Is MRB and Vinny still holding on to the FC and the large recovery combo? And that score lead's going to start to come down slowly but surely. We do have a decent combo on PP that's kind of keeping Vinny in check just a bit, with Penguo matching the MRB FC. But any break from Argentina, as long as Belgium holds, they can take advantage of. Hanori Bomilk will trade that lead at about 150k. A third to go. There goes Penguo. That is the FC. And that is big for Belgium, as MRB continues to hold on to his own FC.
They've got to hold on. Vinny also with a recovery, 700 combo. It's going to shift towards the right relatively fast, but still a slow section. Deceiving them. It's not going as fast as it needs to be, but still they need to hold on. There is time, 80,000, 70,000, a lot of time to work with. You just need to hold on. PP Poo-Poo, the only one with the combo from Argentina, trying to stop them. Penguo, another miss, not helping Argentina at all, as MRB and Vinny, they still retain that combo. And can MRB do it? It's almost there, and it does switch. Penguo does miss, and 5 Joshi as well. The trade is there, but it's not the trade that you want to see. MRB and Vinny, they're doing so much work for this team right now. This Nomad free, it was Argentina's pick. It was so obvious for them after that hidden 2-win, but MRB and Vinny, they called on. Vinny does find a miss, but MRB, the only one standing. It's still close though. 16,000. It might flip towards the end as PP Poo still with the combo and Smash Game. Never mind though. PP Poo finds a miss, and with that, Belgium secures their first point.
What a performance from MRB and Vinny there. Holding with the FC on MRB. The massive supporting score from Vinny as well. And Belgium get the break point back. That is massive after dropping the hidden 2 on their own pick. We talked about, like, maybe the alt stuff and maybe they could go into a Nomad 3. Maybe there'd be a reading opportunity for them. Didn't look great after the hidden 2, but they proved that wrong. And just like that, it is only the 1 break point. So now they just need to win their own pick and it's tied up 2 apiece. That is a massive spot to get the break point back immediately for Belgium. And they're going to be feeling just a little bit better. A bit of a sigh of relief, I think, from those players. And now their own pick to come. We look at what's available in the pool here. Our reading is gone. Where do you go next? Do you pick into maybe one of those alt maps?
I think that's the strategy here, T1G. I think Hidden 1 is looking oh so good for them right now. If anything, you might want to go for something like Fremont Free or maybe even DT Free, but DT Free probably one of the weaker sides of their picks. That being said, MRB putting out massive numbers on that previous Nomad Free, being the star of his team, saving Belgium from its inevitable collapse on that Nomad Free. PP Poo was also close to also switch it towards their side, but doesn't really matter now as Belgium gets the point, and the momentum now suddenly broken for Argentina as Belgium looking to get and consolidate that breakpoint and try to equalize the score. A lot of time spent on trying to think on the pick, and we see Fremont 2, a flowy map, more about streams as well, 195 BPM, an interesting choice. If anything, I thought that Argentina would pick this one.
Yeah, this definitely, coming from the team that banned DT2 and was frankly brutalized on Nomad 2, kind of surprised to see Belgium being the ones picking into this skill set. As I said earlier, dropping from 250, 230 BPM down to 195, where it's much more about the flow than the speed and stamina requirements, perhaps gives them a little more comfort, but nonetheless, I'm surprised to see Belgium picking this. Really did not expect this compared to many other options throughout the pool, but they know their scores and they know what they're good at and they know what feels best for them to try to leverage in this pick. So I will trust their judgment here and say what might they be capable of. They were far behind on the Nomad 2 in qualifiers, but again, pretty big difference from a Nomad 2 in qualifiers to a Fremont 2 here in groups, where it's a little lower star rating and is going to require you to run a couple of modded players as well.
Yep, significantly easier in comparison to that Nomad 2. That Nomad 2 as well, with some 1-6 elements too, not helping Belgium on their qualifiers run as well, probably being a main cornerstone of most of their breaks, if not just for the overall XL and DCell streams. This one is a lot more chill in comparison. There is not that much flow control. It's due to it being 195 BPM for a 6.7 star. There is not a lot of flow aim. Yes, it is spaced in comparison to Nomad 2. Yes, those are still streams, but it's probably a lot more straightforward than the Nomad 2 that was on qualifiers. The rosters are now locked. Bo Milk, Amaro, PP Poo, and Smash K for Argentina, as we see Mornis, 5, Yoshi, Hanori, and Hexy for Belgium, as we are going to start with this Fremont 2. What are your thoughts on this one, T1J? I think Belgium might have a chance given how straightforward this map is.
I'm back and forth on this because I do feel like Argentina, on paper, is the mechanically superior team. But when you throw in the 1HD, 1HR minimum requirement, maybe Belgium feels really confident in their modded players on this. Maybe something about the spacing on Hard Rock can trip up Argentina, who knows? But I kind of would... On paper, I think I would give the advantage to Argentina on this, despite it being Belgium's pick. But as I said, going to try to trust them with their own selection here.
Let them cook.
as we load to hopefully get Smash K going. There we are. And into the start of the pick. It's going to pick up, and it's going to be some flow. It's going to be some tapping. And, 195 is not what it used to be, right? It's not a difficult BPM like it may have been in the distant past. But there's some flow requirements, and for those modded players, a little extra spacing, a little extra reading. And so we will see how those guys hold up. So far, so good for everyone, though. 8 FCs on the board, 400 combo.
Yep, it does switch though a little bit due to the accuracy drops, but still, it's on Belgium's favor so far. Amiro with a Hard Rock. Hexy though does find a miss on a Hard Rock as well. Both Hard Rock players down as 3 FCs are still against 3. The scoreboard is very close. Does shift towards the right. I think Bancho needed some time to think here, but BP Poo onto the hidden, the 5 Joshi on the hidden as well. The accuracy looking good for most of these teams as Mornis aware of that accuracy, by the way. Not gonna mention it, but still looking good here as Belgium on the advantage here. 16,000 still. The combos are on their side and the accuracy is also on their side as well. Amiro finds a miss, another one down as Belgium continues to hold on the momentum on their side. They just need to keep holding those combos.
I felt like that might have been just the smallest of concern. There goes Smash K, a big chain miss. And that is going to be a large advantage for Belgium now, as they have the triple FC still intact. They have a decent recovery combo on Hexy, and they've got a 100k lead, looking to tie this matchup at 2 points apiece. It's Bomilk and PP Poo doing what they can for Argentina, but the triple FC and the recovery for Belgium just too much. And into the ending, this is all Belgium all the time, man. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. That is everybody dying. Bomilk is still holding on. There's not enough time left, is there? Surely there's not enough time.
I don't think there is. I don't think there is any time. Bomilk is going to be the hero of this map. Oh my god, a massive chain miss though at the very end, but it does not really matter as Belgium consolidate the breakpoint and take the 2nd point on the board. We are now equal here, as it's now a best of 5.
Boy, I was worried that that full team reset at the end might be enough to destroy the hopes of Belgium on that pick, but fortunately just too close to the ending, not enough time for Argentina, and Bomilk breaking the FC last. And yeah, tied up match 2-2. After the way those first couple of picks went, I don't know that you might have anticipated the result of the Nomad 3 and the Freemod 2 going Belgium's way. Both pretty close, 40k and 140k respectively, but a win's a win. We don't care how many points it's by, and it's going to be Argentina heading into the Nomad 5 very quickly, prepared with this pick ready to go into the Precision Nomad. This is CS 7.4, Lighten.
Yep. A lot lower than that on Hard Rock 2, 7.4. Also got to consider that this is a little gimmicky. This is 0 PP we're talking about. He does map a lot of tech maps, but this map in particular is very gimmicky. As you can kind of sense by the song, a lot of opportunities for very interesting slider velocity changes and etc. Something to note though is that I think the top diff on this one is AR 7.7 as well, and thankfully they don't have to play that. But CS 7.4 and AR 9, this is still a difficult map, and this is still very gimmicky. Something that Argentina could technically be better on, but Nomad 3 did go Belgium's way. Not the pick I was anticipating from Argentina, but I think they might be cooking with this one.
Yeah, I think, in a matchup like this, it feels like we quickly get to the stage where every pick feels like a little bit of a toss-up. Every pick is pretty contested. It doesn't feel like super crystallized one direction or the other for most skill sets that are left in the pool. Once you got the speed out of the way, it really just comes down to who gets the better plays on a given run of a given map, right? It's a lot less about we're picking into this skill set because we're way better, and more like, well, this is what we feel comfortable on right now. So I think a lot of the remaining maps, however many there may end up being, are just going to feel a lot like that, where I don't know if I thought this would be their pick. Will be kind of the shrugging response, and it's just going to come down to who performs best. And I think this map is one of those where really CS 7.4 is so hard to be consistent on for most players. It feels like who gets the best run right now at this exact moment in time.
That is true. You gotta still consider that there's a small element of reading in this as well. AR9, definitely lower than the one that you would have anticipated from this map, but the players are now ready. Bomilk, Amuro, Pipipupu, Vsobio like, Morris, MRB, and Honori and Hexy for Belgium, as we are going to be starting off with this Nomad 5 map by 0PP once again. Maps tech primarily, but this one is going to be your gimmick precision. 2 minutes long, so every single combo is going to matter as the players are now loading in.
Yeah, this is Osu for ants, as we say. As you can see, those little tiny circles, and as mentioned, you've got some kind of tech elements to some of these slider patterns. The slider, those little kick slider triples, and plenty of little finger control bursts as well that do require a little bit of aim just because the circles are so small, as you saw Amuro breaking on exactly one of those patterns and having a little more trouble as well with the quints too. And it's going to be Belgium taking a very early lead.
That's true, not the best start from Argentina. Amuro not being able to find the combo on the intro, but still, the map has only just started. But as I'm saying that, it's basically just a third of the map still over. But the advantage on the Belgian side, the accuracy is also looking good for both of these teams with Bomilk on the SS. Nonetheless, though, Amuro, that miss does not help Argentina at all, but still, 4 FCs intact for Belgium. So far, so good, as Honori, though, does find a miss. This does give an opportunity for Argentina to try and exploit, but still half of the map left.
And Argentina damaged a little bit as well by the accuracy being a bit lower on Pipipupu. There goes Visho Vilike. I apologize if I'm butchering that name. As it is now going to be just the 2 FCs left for Argentina. Still 3 for Belgium. And that lead holding out about 100k despite Amuro's best efforts at recovery combo. It needs to be a break from somebody else on Belgium for Argentina's sake, and it is. It's MRB the next. Well, Hexy follows next. Amuro falls again, but it's still the double FC on Bomilk and Pipipupu. Mornis, the only combo of any note left on the side of Belgium, and this is going to go back over to Argentina's side in the late stages. Just a sliver of map to go, and Argentina now out to a 50k lead into the ending here.
That KI did not spare almost anyone at all. 3 combos for Belgium, gone in an instant. Morton is the only one holding on against the 2 FCs, but it does not really matter as 2 FCs for Argentina close this map out by Pipipupu and Bomilk. Good performance on them, and with that, Argentina is back in the game. It did look for a moment that Belgium could have taken this map for themselves and completely run away with that. The momentum fully shifted towards them, but Argentina did not awkward, and probably on paper should favor Belgium, but once again, as you've said prior, this is such a toss-up. You can't really properly give a good prediction on this one, so I guess we'll see as the players are now getting ready. The lineups also, and good luck of funds in the chat. Let's get going.
I just want to get into this. Also, shout outs to this song. Like, I mean, it's Nobody Knows. It's a banger.
Banger, true.
So, yeah. And I will say, this is a pretty big map pick at this stage, right? Because if Argentina gets a break point here, they have a match point on their own pick, which is, of course, massive if it does come to that. So, worth keeping that in mind a little bit in terms of where we are in the match overall, holistically. Again, much like the last pick, Amuro starting off with the early break. He is the Hard Rock player for Argentina. He'll be going against Hexy on Hard Rock for Belgium. PB Pupu on Hidden versus 5 Yoshi on Hidden for Belgium there. And
it's actually 2 Hiddens for Belgium.
It's Hard Rock in versus Hidden. Yeah, double Hidden.
Over-modding strategy here from Belgium. Let's see if it backfires or not. Still, the map starts off with a few misses here and there. Hexy and Amuro, the ones finding the early misses, as well as 5 Yoshi. Not the best start for Belgium, as the combo advantage is going to be on Argentina's side, especially with that accuracy from Bomilk. PB Pupu, though, does find a trade, and with that, Unmei also loses their FC, as it's just Tenori standing against the 2 of them, Bomilk and Visobio, like, still on the FCs, and the map just started.
Yeah, as we said, you know, such a long pick. You got to be set with the consistency for something that's nearly 4.5 minutes, and that is not looking super great in that regard for Belgium early on. Double FC for Argentina, and it's the Nomad players too, right? Which you kind of think of those as those anchor players. Like, if you're going Nomad on a somewhat straightforward pre-mod pick, you really are expected to perform like this. And that is what Argentina is getting out of those Nomad players here. As another break does come in from Amuro. It was traded. It was Hexy just before that. And for now, just a small lead, right? It's not anything to write home about, but it will start to grow slowly but surely just because of the length of the map overall. There are a couple breaks. Yoshi and Hexy falling. Hinori still holding the FC, but there goes Unmei. It's traded with PB Pupu. Double FC against 1 FC and no other combo. Not what you want to see if you're Belgium.
Just the hidden for Hinori as well. A slow part. The Ki is now gone, with Bomilk and Visobia putting on numbers on this free mod pre, doing everything they can to get this point for their team. It will help Argentina a lot if they take this. The match point on their own pick is going to be tremendous for them, but still, the 2 FCs are not even planning to miss so far. Hinori as well, the only one trying to stop them. We do get over that 1,000 combo barrier. Amuro finds a miss, but no misses from the Belgian side. Not traded. Not gonna matter anyway, though, because it's not the FCs. Bomilk and Visobio, like, all eyes on 2 of these players, and Hinori as well. If Hinori breaks, all the dreams for Belgium are gonna be shattered. But Bomilk and Visobio, like, that's the players you want to look at as they just completely decimate this map. 99.91% accuracy for Bomilk 2. Just a cherry on top, as Hinori still tries to battle them. 5 Yoshi and Hexy missed earlier, and the last Ki, not the last Ki, probably one of the third Ki's on the board.
It just feels like it's Hinori against the world. Unmei has recovered a decent amount of combo, but he's being matched by PB Pupu anyway. And unfortunately, Yoshi and Hexy just finding breaks here and there, scattered in such a way that they're not able to build up much combo. Meanwhile, it's Bomilk, it's VCO. They're just chilling over on the Argentina side, holding on to these Nomad FCs like it's the easiest thing of all time. And you got to give credit to Hinori here, right? Holding the lone modded FC in the entire lobby. Unfortunately, just not quite supported as well as he would need to be. That lead 300k for Argentina. As we come down into the last quarter of this pick, it is Argentina looking for the break point here to give themselves that 4-2 lead that they so dearly desire, the match points that come along with it.
It's looking quite dark for Belgium, but oh my god, Bomilk does find a miss at the very end. I was just about to say that he might have seen this, but never mind though, this is shattered. This will be like the only one with the combo. Hinori does have that hidden modifier that will help them to try and shift this back, but the time is not there. It was 300,000 at one point. Still a lot of heavy lifting from Hinori, but denied by Bomilk and Visobio, as Visobio and Hinori are going to be closing this map out with 2 FCs. and Hanori, obviously. That hidden FC, that's definitely the MVP of this map, but sadly, no support for him as Argentina take the match point.
Shoutouts to Hanori there for that hidden FC on the Belgian side. Very well done, but unfortunately, you look at the rest of the team just not quite where they needed to be. It's really that 834k from Bowmilk, huge supporting score from him, as I think the most important other score than those 2 FCs in the lobby. And that was really what made the difference. Argentina with their second break point of this match. And now the match points in hand. They'll have one on their own pick, and if necessary, one on Belgium's pick as well. And they're going to be the ones to pick the Hard Rock too. We've been talking about this map for quite some time. It is that Hard Rock alt pick in this pool. A precision alt CS 6.5. And it's going to be Argentina the ones to pick it. We thought it might be Belgium, and we were proven wrong, as has been the case many a time with trying to predict picks in this match.
Yeah, exactly.
I got the Fremont 3 right, and we got you could argue that we got the Nomad 2 right. Other than that, it's been a lot of picks that were not what we anticipated.
Exactly, but still though, Hard Rock 2 picked by Argentina. On paper, you would think that this should favor Belgium, but who cares about statistics at this point? It's all just pure vibes. And Argentina are riding on that vibe, looking to close out this match with an Osu original map by none other than Chaos Lights. Also, if you want to play this map, there's also a qualified set of this with Nick, Think pushing this as well. So make sure to play this map. A mad banger from Memo Demo, and with that, the rosters are slowly going to be forming for those teams. We did see a reaction from Hanori, the star of that Fremont 3, not being really happy about this Hard Rock 2 being picked, so I guess Argentina might know something that we don't.
Well, Hanori is, I suppose, more of a Nomad hidden player, I think, than a Hard Rock player, so there might be that aspect of it. He just personally doesn't love this pick. May or may not be in for it, as he's currently not in the lobby. Okay, so he comes back in. Like, let's say he is in fact cooked for this map, and Argentina expected him to be cooked for this map. That would make sense to pick into it, because I feel like Hanori has been a pretty solid player in general for Belgium over the course of this match and many other iterations of this tournament. But we'll see. It feels like it's just a we'll see situation time and time again throughout this match. So, just going, like you said, it's just vibes, man. We're vibe picking, and we're putting in vibes rosters, and we're just trying to have a good time here. It's Argentina, though, looking to close out the match, looking to take that 1-0 record in the group stage. Belgium trying to cling to life for just a little bit longer in this match. 2.5 minutes this pick. And it's 2.5 minutes away from the 1-0 for Argentina. 2.5 minutes away from maybe a break point for Belgium. We shall see.
Yep, might be the first break for Belgium for that potential comeback, or it might just be over with this one. One mistake and you are gone. Your head is on the guillotine. All Argentina has to do is to just snap the mechanism and start this map. As so far, slight accuracy problems for Visobio but nothing too scary yet, as the map has just started. 2.5 minutes, a lot of room for potential combo misses and combo finding nonetheless, but still looking good so far. A few act drops from Belgium, especially from Hanori, proving that cooked message that he did set in the chat, but still.
It's also standard. Accuracy is merely a social construct.
Real.
Gotta just keep the combo up. That's gonna be important. And through the intro we go. It's an early break from Vinny right on that little flow pattern. So 1 FC, now 2 FCs gone for Belgium as Mornis the next off all. There goes Hanori as well. And the hopes of making this comeback happen for Belgium quickly dwindling as their players struggling quite a bit in the early stages of this map. The first third has already claimed 3 FCs versus just 1 on VCO falling for Argentina.
It's just Hexy standing against the three players of Argentina, the sole survivor of this KI. 400,000 difference. Hexy also falls, and with that, Argentina are just going to be running away with this advantage. Look at that score difference. 500,000, might as well ship to 600,000 as I'm finishing the sentence. But oh my god, Argentina doing oh so well on this Hard Rock 2. The difference is mind-boggling as it keeps on growing. Belgium, they need to see at least one miss from Argentina, maybe more, maybe a team miss entirely to even stand a chance. But Argentina, no concept of misses in their head as they see the opportunity, they see the end of the tunnel, and they will make sure that guillotine falls exactly on Belgium's head.
Argentina pushing the accelerator all the way to the floor on this pick. I tell you what, it's a triple FC. It's a big recovery combo on the fourth member, and it is just Argentina running away with the last pick of this match. You never know what's going to happen coming into a map as a bystander. It's so hard to predict in some cases like this one. But Argentina making sure to put an exclamation mark on this match. A 1.4, nearly 1.5 million score victory on the final pick on the Hard Rock 2. Crazy. And it's going to be Argentina taking the victory 5-2 over Belgium. Match number 1 done and dusted in Group F. It's going to be Argentina looking very strong. And Belgium, 0-1, not impossible to recover from in the groups, but it's a tough spot to be in when you're the bottom seed.
For sure, but man, that 3.4 million score from Argentina on this Hard Rock 2, this is just insane. Honestly, I'm lost for words for this one, because Hard Rock 2, not the most easiest map in the pool, and putting out numbers like that, basically twice the Belgium scores as well. But you gotta give props to Belgium. They did show up and they did do their best. Nice try from them, looking to upset. They did upset them on Nomad Free. They did upset them on a few other maps, but Argentina still prevailed 5-2 as they are going to be starting off with their group with this W for them. So congratulations to them on this one.
And the remaining matches in this group, one tomorrow. Belgium's going to have their second match of the group tomorrow at 18 UTC. That's going to be against Turkey, the top seed in the group. The rest of the matches in this group, not until next week, so you're going to have to wait a while to see how the rest of it plays out. That being said, still matches to come today. We have just about a 13-minute break before our next match. It is going to head up to, let's see, what group is this? It's going to head up to Group C in the challenger side for France versus Italy to open up that particular group. And that should be a good one. So you'll want to stick around. 12 minutes from now gives you time. Go grab a drink, go grab a snack, whatever you need to do. Be back here on the other side at the Twitch TV Osu Live channel, so you can continue watching these exciting group stage matches. For now, the aforementioned 12-13 minute break. Thank you for watching. Congratulations to Argentina. Commiserations to Belgium. Best of luck in their next matches in the group stage. I've been this one guy. He's been Lighten. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the other side.